Hi, good evening. I'm so inspired tonight. Oh my God. And I have so much appreciation for everybody who put this all together. So give yourselves a hand. This is incredible. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so just to give a little bit of background, what is the SGI or Soka Gakkai International? So basically, Soka Gakkai International stands for Value Creation Society. The SGI, we are a grassroots people's movement for world peace based in the practice of Soka Gakkai Nichiren Buddhism. And we have a daily practice which consists of chanting the phrase Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. And this practice or chanting this phrase helps us all to bring forth our own innate Buddha nature, or basically, so Buddha nature, it's not exclusive just to because you're a quote unquote Buddhist, but we believe that all people possess this Buddha nature or, possess this infinitely noble potential within our lives. And we share this practice with others so that they can do the same. And as SGI members, we gather in small groups in neighborhoods all across the world in a format called a discussion meeting. And at that meeting, and we really believe that it's through individual one-to-one dialogue that we can constantly affirm this innate respect-worthy potential that we all possess. So, for us, this focus of this nobility and preciousness of each human life expresses itself as our individual and collective action. And then I just wanted to read also, this is from the current president of our organization, Daisaku Ikeda, and he says, in that spirit, when we understand that all people are Buddhas, heinous crimes such as murder become unthinkable. Likewise, it simply could not happen that people would pointlessly destroy the environment if they understood that all life possesses the Buddha nature. And so we, in that action, we have what's called the Young People of SGI initiated worldwide. It's called the New Clear Future Movement. And I wanted to share a little bit about that through this PowerPoint. Thank you. Great, thank you. And so, so we have the new. So it's obviously a play on words. But we're fighting for the nuclear future of our world. Choose a world without nuclear weapons. And as you can see, also this image is very powerful in that it depicts that just like the aftermath of bombings and the smoke that comes out right after the destruction, but out of that blooms can be the cause to create peace. And so just to read, as we've already talked about the horror of the destruction of nuclear weapons, that 27,600 nuclear weapons exist in the world today. One atomic bomb dropped over Hiroshima in 1945 killed well over 100,000 people as one bomb. 32 accidents, false alarms, and malfunctions involving U.S. nuclear weapons have occurred prior to 1980, according to the U.S. government. And a quote from Martin Luther King Jr., somehow we must transform the dynamics of the world power struggle from the negative nuclear arms race, which no one can win, to a positive contest to harness humanity's creative genius for the purpose of making peace and prosperity a reality for all the nations of the world. In short, we must shift the arms race into a peace race. If we have a will and determination to mount such a peace offense, we will unlock though tightly sealed doors of hope and transform our imminent cosmic elegy into a psalm of creative fulfillment. And then this is showing the current president of our organization, Daisaku Ikeda, where he says, if we are to put the era of nuclear terror behind us, we must struggle against the real enemy. That enemy is not nuclear weapons per se, nor is it the states that possess or develop them. The real enemy that we must confront is the ways of thinking that justify nuclear weapons, the readiness to annihilate others when they are seen as a threat or as a hindrance to the realization of our objectives. And then from Mahatma Gandhi, the power of the spirit is stronger than any atomic bomb. To transform this century of war into a century of peace, we must cultivate the limitless inherent power of human life. And here, this is a very brief video that talks about really the inception of our movement and why, you know, our Buddhist organization is so, you know, strongly tied to this cause. You know, so this explains it, but also I wanted to share before that, you know, a little bit of the history, so you know what's going on in the video. So basically, in 1957, the second Soka Gakkai president, Josei Toda, made a public declaration that all nuclear weapons be outlawed. Heeding his call, the SGI has made the abolition of nuclear weapons a prime objective for more than 50 years. Toda declared that all people have an inviolable right to live. In response, our current SGI president, Daisaku Ikeda, has submitted annual peace proposals to the United Nations since 1983 and has had numerous discussions on peace, culture exchange, and education with more than 1,600 leading figures and organizations around the world, in which nuclear abolition has been a constant theme. And we also you know, work in collaboration with different UN agencies and other non-governmental organizations. And we also have exhibitions called, you know, From a Culture of Violence to a Culture of Peace, Transforming the Human Spirit and Victory Over Violence. And these exhibits have been viewed by several million people around the world. And so, you know, as we have, you know, responded, the youth of America, you know, have responded to this cry for the abolishment and to really, you know, really for us to awaken to the root cause of what would create such evil in this world, but going to us as individuals. So just to share, you know, what are we doing as ordinary people, right, in our daily life? What can we do? So this is an example, and this is actually March 8th, 2015, not 14, that we just had at the SGI Orlando Buddhist Center. We gathered with Buddhists, non-Buddhists. We gathered as young people to, you know, stand up and rise to this call to abolish nuclear weapons. And so there we had, you know, dialogue about what are the root causes of evil and disrespect in our own life, you know, and in the lives of those around us. And, you know, the ages range from age 12 to 35. And, you know, it was just such a meaningful event. And then also there, we all signed a petition for the non-proliferation of nuclear weapons, that we gathered these signatures nationwide. So these are thousands of signatures, and we sent to the United Nations, you know, and for the that committee. And so again, you know, and just today, you know, and I was speaking to Kim earlier, who's helping to organize it. We're just talking about the power of what we're doing today, right? That it's not just isolated in this room or, you know, this one event, but the power and the cause that we're all making together for this awareness and through dialogue, you know, that, you know, this is something that's going to spread, you know, not only to the people around us, but, you know, for everybody in our community, you know. So already, you know, we're living out that great hope. We're making it a reality. So thank you so much.